Day one at Wimbledon is over and Jannik Sinner and Novak Djokovic are through, but it wasn't straightforward. Both of them dropping sets, a bit of jeopardy in their matches, and the last thing, not a great day for the Brits.
That's right, JG, and no better place to start than the biggest story of the day. And I think that most people were shocked. We all expected Jannik Sinner to come into this tournament, the hot favourite, to take it by storm. A nice, easy victory normally in the first rounds for him, but it was totally the opposite as he was sent through the ringer by a very, very competitive Mir Kecmanovic, who really showed up today and gave it his all, I think, out there on court. It's never easy to be one of the early matches on the big show courts because they do tend to be a little bit slippery, as Jannik Sinner found out today. He had a horrible fall. I think it was in the third set, which his knees buckled underneath him and he's all twisted like a pretzel, but he popped back up again and was able to continue playing. And those last two sets were much more convincing and much more what you'd expect to see from a reigning defending champion at Wimbledon.
Yeah, no, agreed. I mean, the fall was terrible. I've seen players not continue for something similar, but luckily for him, there wasn't any damage, no ligament problems or muscles. Just seems like he had a bit of pain initially. It then subsided, and he was fine to be able to play. Obviously, there's a problem with his foot as well. I don't know if it's blisters, his toe. You can see the blood pouring through his shoe. Pretty insane, really. And yeah, all in all, it just wasn't I don't think it was a fantastic performance from Sinner. He didn't look terrible, though. I think some people are being a bit dramatic. I feel like Kecmanovic turned up, and we know that he's got a really good level in there. And all we saw was a really good match, I think, of a relatively high level of tennis for an opening day at Wimbledon, where Jannik Sinner always had it in control. I didn't feel like he was really going to go out, but still, a few moments in there where he wasn't sure, especially with him going the distance. That's been the real criticism of him. The hot conditions, going to 5. Can Jannik Sinner win a match over 3 hours? Doesn't seem like he can. I mean, yeah, here we go. Sinner's last 10 5-set matches, he lost all of them.
No, he's won a couple. So obviously won against Kecmanovic, lost the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beat Medvedev at the Australian Open, obviously, and then lost the other 3 before that as well. So
he loses pretty much all of them. He's not great when it goes deep. So this is a really big moment for him to go on and win one. 2 wins. This is only his second win, 8 defeats in 5-set matches. So important for him to be able to do that, because I don't think it matters who he's playing. He just seems to struggle when it gets tough like that. But I think the conditions helped him. It wasn't really hot today in London. The clouds were there, and he's into the hat for the next round. I think really he should only get better from here on out.
yeah, I think you got to look at Kecmanovic. I think he just played really well for a few sets, but it's a really hard level to keep up for 5 sets, and that's what you notice in the Grand Slams. The best players, they can maintain the form all the way to the 5th set. And Sinner, after he won that 4th set quite comfortably, I thought it was going to be a similar case in the 5th. It proved to be, and he's through. He probably needed a bit of extra time on court as well, I think, because he didn't have any warm-up tournaments. Yeah. And I'd say the same goes probably for Novak Djokovic. Didn't really look his best either, looked a bit rusty. He looked probably more physically rusty than Jannik Sinner. Had more errors in his game, but Djokovic, obviously he's 39. We can't just be looking at him like he's a spring chicken. But he still took a while to get going. And only when the roof closed was when he sort of took over the match, really. And that closed at 1 set all. And obviously after that, he won both the sets, but still close sets. And he still had to dig his way out of service games where sometimes he was love 40 down. And yeah, it was a really tough match. And I really like Yibing Wu. I think we've seen him in person. Obviously,
Yeah.
we've watched him in a challenger in Zagreb.
Mm,
Just really unfortunate with injuries throughout his whole career,
true.
and he's still so young. And I think the crowd really appreciates him. I don't appreciate the BBC commentators much, who said, "I'm sure there's many people who are booing for Djokovic at the end, but I'm sure there's a lot of cheers for Wu as well." No, they're all cheering for Wu going off. There's no booing for Djokovic at the end. They just appreciated Wu and the fact that he had a good match, and they were giving him some gratitude after they were thoroughly entertained. But that's how they were saying his name. Woo. The whole match they were doing that every time he won a point. Come on, BBC, do better.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to create a narrative a little bit. But Djokovic summed it up quite nicely. He said at one he felt like Wu deserved the fourth set. He missed an overhead, which I think would have helped him secure it. And Djokovic said he was a bit lucky that it didn't go to five, and he was able to close it off in four sets. Djokovic looked a bit unbalanced. Is that unbalanced version of Djokovic here and there? But he's through to the next round. I don't think performances are like that essential opening day. Um, it's nice sometimes to see a player go out and steamroller the opposition. You think, oh, okay, looks good. He's one of the contenders. But for players like Djokovic, I don't think it means anything at all. So it's just important that he was able to win. And I agree with you about Yibing Wu. I think without the injuries, this is a good, really good tennis player who is not easy to beat. And we saw probably closer to the best of him. I think at one stage he only missed two backhands. I think maybe in the second set, and he was hitting on average 80 mile an hour backhands. I think he was
Power, isn't
just
he?
playing, yeah, very powerful, solid, without making many mistakes. So that's why it was so close. It wasn't just Djokovic not playing at his best. I think Wu turned up. The other thing I wanted to say is Djokovic seems to like playing at Wimbledon when there's a World Cup, because every year since
Yeah,
2014, when the
true.
World Cup's been on, he's gone on and won Wimbledon. So 2014,
It's really
2018,
incredible.
and 2022. We're now 2026. We've got the World Cup in America or Canada, Mexico, all around there.
Yeah.
And, well, can he win it again? He's here and he's the second favourite. I mean,
I
at
mean,
one point, if Sinner would have gone out, then he would have been the favourite.
it's going to be a tough ask, isn't it? I mean, look, to think that's 12 years ago, going back 2014, and you see they got all the World Cup winners next to Djokovic. Who will it be this year winning the World Cup? Maybe England. Maybe we'll have Harry Kane lifting the trophy or someone like that. And then Djokovic with another Wimbledon trophy. There was David Beckham in the crowd as well.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we needed for England. Djokovic winning, England winning. I don't know. That
Yeah.
maybe Djokovic likes doing it on a World Cup year. And maybe that it takes the pressure off because there's another tournament going on at the same time. So it doesn't have all the eyes just on him. There is one eye on the football from everybody as well. But yeah, Djokovic, he did enough. Gil reckons that he was actually looking better than he did in Paris, said that he was less winded after the physical points, which I think he did. He ran a lot down tonight and then did the splits a few times, gave the crowd what they were looking for, and then ended with a new jacket, which was reminiscent of Roger Federer back in 2007, if you remember the blazer. And he's got his own Lacoste blazer. What do you make of the blazer?
Yeah, it's very golf, I feel.
Yeah, a bit more golf, isn't it? Yeah, I thought it was a bit too big for him, to be honest. It looked like it was sort of hanging off him a bit, but he is quite a slender man, isn't he? So maybe get him a little bit of a tighter one or a waistcoat or something like that underneath. Maybe a white tie as well. More bow tie. Don't know. Getting the whole outfit. But anyway, let's move away from Novak Djokovic and let's talk about something really depressing that is the Brits. It wasn't just Raducanu out in
No.
my top 10. It's Jack Draper out from my top 10 as well. Thanks, everybody. Love to see the Brits doing so poorly at their home slam. And yeah, it's just disaster on day one for the Brits. As I think, how many went out? Was it 7 or was it
All of them. I think all of the ones we played
There we
lost. I
go.
don't think any British players
There you
won.
go.
It's yeah. I was going to say it must be the worst opening day. It officially was.
Terrible.
Of the 21 years with 9 losses, the LTA is one of the most funded institutions in the world, yet they're completely incompetent. Time for a complete rebuild. It simply isn't good enough. Yeah, I mean, we just don't really produce many good tennis players. I feel like all this money and all this funding, I think it goes, if I'm honest, to the wealthy. I feel like it needs to be split between more like you need to have some more like grassroots tennis. I feel, and no, nothing against these guys, but they all coming from a position of money, all of them.
Yeah.
Like you're not getting some Tom from the block
We
playing
got Dan
tennis.
Evans playing, don't we?
Yeah,
What's
and Dan
what Dan
Evans,
Evans?
he wasn't given a wild card at Queens. He was really upset about that, and he made some comments about this. I don't like it. I think tennis should be for everyone, and there's so many. I'm sure there'd be so many great players who doesn't come from these privileged backgrounds who aren't given much of the opportunity, and maybe it's just we need to do more with actual courts and access. England
Yeah.
or London specifically is one of the worst places to play tennis. You simply can't get a call.
And it's
What is
so
wrong?
expensive.
Yeah, it's just it's not right. I mean, you can't charge in the winter. It's cold most of the year, so you need to play indoors. There's hardly any indoor courts. You have to be members. You have to join on waiting lists, and pay thousands of pounds. It's not affordable. It's not accessible. You're not getting people involved in the sport, and we've got space because you've got a lot of the time empty halls aren't being used.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a massive problem, and I'm not surprised that the Brits aren't doing well because I'm seeing it firsthand, being a British guy living in London, how difficult it is to go on and play tennis. So I can only imagine on the world stage to become a professional, how difficult it can be.
Yeah. It's just sad to think that we had somebody at the top of the sport like Andy Murray, who was the pioneer for British tennis for many years, and now we haven't been able to even really come close.
I mean, Jack
Uh,
Draper is good.
he's
He's
good.
unfortunate he's retired.
But yeah, he's obviously injured. But you can't just have what, just one more player? Is that all we get after having that amount? Like when somebody does so well in a country, you normally see the rise of a next generation. Look in Italy at the moment, how many good players they've got right now. They're all inspired at the moment by Jannik Sinner, and they're all up in their level of their game. I don't see anyone inspired in British
Yeah, maybe
tennis
if
right
Jack Draper went on and won some stuff, some big tournaments like Wimbledon,
now.
it would
Maybe.
help probably encourage people. But we don't have the facilities, so that's the
Oh.
the, the biggest problem.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really bad. They really need to reduce the amount that they charge for tennis courts, especially in London as well. I mean, trying to book an hour and it could cost you up to £30 or something in some places. It's just disgusting.
More
So
even.
it's a classist sport, unfortunately, and it's not very classy, our results at the moment. Another person who's had a terrible tournament yet again, and the slams don't seem to be where they ever perform, is Andre Rublev. He's gone crashing out in the
Biggest
first
shock of the
round.
day?
I'd say so, yeah. I didn't expect Safulin to beat him at all. Rublev, though, we've always said he's always struggled to even get to the semi-final. Can't even get past the first round these days. Tsitsipas outshone him really today. The guy who's terrible on grass, he looked unbelievable. Just absolutely
Against Hugo
whipped his.
Gaston. Next up, he's got Djokovic. Let's see how he gets on.
Yeah,
Don't get
very
you
true.
always get too carried away with Tsitsipas. It's like,
I really
when are you
do.
going to learn your lesson?
I know. I never do learn my lesson. João Fonseca looks pretty good. Straight sets win against the Goot. I think obviously an aging opponent, but I still
Yeah,
think he played really well. Some real powerful winners in
yeah.
this one. What we'd expect to see from him. Other stories on the men's side. God, this one. I mean, have you ever seen a guy so happy to lose? I mean, Casper Ruud loses in straight sets, and
I don't think
can't
this is a
wait.
story. This is not a story at all. Like I predicted it.
Yeah, we
I'm
both.
sure you predicted it.
Yeah,
I think he was underdog her catch. I think it was great value.
yeah.
And everyone should have been. Rude hates the grass. He thinks grass is for golf only. Doesn't want to play at Wimbledon. And yeah, I think he's more than pleased to have some time off. He'll have a few weeks off and get ready for the next tournament. And that's it. Like he's not. I don't think he's bothered or phased at all. On the other hand, Hercatch can be a really dangerous player. and a top competitor.
I agree. Somebody who
On grass, he's very good. I remember that
he's
match against Djokovic a few years ago. It was so
very,
close.
and you
There was
jinxed
nothing
him
really
and gave him an
separating them.
injury, didn't you? You interviewed him, and then he became injured after you interviewed him somehow, after you predicted him to beat Djokovic. But that's enough, I think. Well, on the men's side, I think one of the biggest shocks, I'd say, was probably Cam Norrie losing, to be honest. I know he's been to the semi-finals
Nah,
before,
Rublev was a bigger shot.
but Zheng, I didn't see beating Norrie. I mean, not at Wimbledon, not on grass, but yeah, for me,
Norrie's had his injury concerns.
true.
He's not
So
fit fully.
Stulin's slightly bigger underdog there. Offner winning, he was an underdog win as well. How many other underdogs did we have
No, there
winning
wasn't many
today?
at all. On
No.
the women's, there wasn't at
Kwon.
all, really.
Should have picked Kwon, beat Landaluce in straight
I think you
sets.
did.
Yeah, I did pick Kwon. Other than that, yeah, there's not really many others to speak about on the men's side. On the women's side, Sabalenka went through in straight sets, very convincing, as was Jess Pegula as well. Good to see that Mira Andreeva made it through as well. That was what I thought. It was a little bit touch and go there at some point because she looked a little bit under the cosh in the first set, but managed to turn it around. She was playing Magda Linette, who sometimes is a little bit of a banana skin for certain players.
Yeah. Yeah,
Did you?
Swialinska, we should talk about
I
because
was going to bring that up. Yeah.
she was like I mean, it's really unfortunate actually. Had an injury, rolled her ankle, I think, and
Oh, you're going to
was
be
in a
all
position
happy
to
about it.
she's in a position to. No, I'm not happy about it. It's not nice. I don't have this. I don't really dislike her. It's just I don't think she's a very good tennis player who's going to do well. But she clearly won this match and just got injured and was unfortunate to not be able to finish. So
Yeah,
hopefully she can get back.
yeah, I mean, at least she completed the match as well. A lot of players would have just pulled out. So I think you got to give her some credit for actually completing the match. But yeah, very unfortunate that she did succumb to injury. I thought this was another weird statistic that I didn't realize was a thing. Obviously, we were talking about Kim Win Jung going out in the first round previously. I didn't realize that 3 out of the last, what is that? Well, 6 years, she's played Siniaka in the first round every time, and she's gone out in the first round every time.
I didn't know this, but now you say it, I do know it. Like it's reminded me. Yeah, I'm very familiar with Siniakova beating her because I've never ever predicted it. This year I did predict Siniakova, and I think in the back of my mind, there must have been something which reminded me of this.
Printed in there.
Yeah, because I'm very familiar with this happening. Only now you're showing me, and maybe when I was doing the selection, I must have remembered it because I wouldn't usually pick Siniakova, but something told me I feel like she's beaten her a few times, and she has at Wimbledon.
Yes, we had Osaka winning. She won with she's wearing a very strange outfit. She came out in today, looked like almost like a wedding dress or something. I don't know what she was wearing, but it was quite an interesting number. She always brings a few eyes to the court, doesn't she, when she plays? And
I liked it. I think it's good.
yeah, I mean, it's different. There's just some people who are just like absolutely gobsmacked about what was walking out on court. It's almost like a fashion show.
I feel like you don't like it a little bit because you're someone who plays it a bit safe with
Yeah,
what
I'm
you wear.
very safe. Yeah, I mean, even Djokovic's blazer was a bit too much for me, I have
I
to
think it's
say.
good to be expressive in what you wear.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll wear something that's a little bit more vibrant. But Wimbledon's not really the place for it, I don't think. All
You're still
white.
on the skinny jeans. You need to baggy them out a bit.
I can't wear them. God, I did have a stage of wearing them. That wasn't a good stage. I'm telling you that.
Well, the baggies.
No, not baggers, Skinners.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway, the other really impressive performance, despite the opponent, I didn't expect Korpatch to do anything against Goff.
nothing to speak about here.
Happy that Goff really just blitzed her off the court because we've been saying Coco Gauff's not good at this tournament, all this. I think she needs a few wins like
It's
this.
not that she's not good. I think she is good. She's just not
She's never
really
go that
found the
deep at the
results.
tournament.
No.
Though. Yeah, so this is why I think she needs
I think
to
she
get
can be really good here.
under her belt, because if she doesn't get these under her belt, then she's not going to have any hope if she struggles her way through the first few rounds. You see, Hadar won straight sets as well, so he did pretty well. Busa as well.
I expected all of that. The biggest shock, I think, on the women's, and this was for me anyway, was Potapova losing. It's not really with the odds. Like, I think she was just pretty
Was it quite?
even. But losing straight sets, I think Potapova is so good. I'm surprised she did. But maybe she's not very good on the grass.
Yeah, I think better
I'm
on the clay.
surprised.
It is a bit of a shock though, yeah, considering the form she's been in. Didn't see that one coming at all. All the
No.
other ones were all pretty much business as usual, really, weren't they?
Yeah.
Wasn't really. There's not really been. I mean, a good day. If you were gambling, today was probably a really good day. You probably could have made a lot of money, but
I don't think we would have, because I would have definitely gone for Potapova. I think that would have lost. So.
yeah, I would have probably gone for Jualinska. that would have been my one completely down the pan. I'm quite interested to see who we have on tomorrow, so I'm just going to flick on there, and then we can just have a quick look at that. Who are the main ones to look out for? We got Kokonakis Bublik tomorrow. We've also got Munar
Men's
versus.
six playing Samuel.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Ooh, threes, Samuel.
Yeah, Fritz has got Lajovic now, so it's a little bit easier than Draper.
A lot easier. God, that is pretty crazy. And we got Lehechka Poprin. That's a really good one. Oh, and finished the day with Berrettini Wawrinka. That's a nice one. And on the women's side, who have we got?
Caboli was on as well. You missed Madison Keys.
Yeah. Madison Keys is in there against Kayla Day. We've got Sakrali versus Towson. That's a pretty good one. What time's she on?
Down.
Okay, so she on.
Yep, there. You just went past it. I don't know what's wrong with your eyes. Can you not see?
There you go.
There you go.
Taylor Townsend. Actually, not. It's not the easiest first round match, but expected to win it. We got Ayala.
Townsend started all right against Goff at Roland Garros, and just fell away.
Ayala on tomorrow, so keep your eyes.
I feel like women's wise, I'm gonna be watching more of the women's than the men's tomorrow.
I'm interested to know which court they're going to put Ayala on, though, because in Wimbledon it does get very crowded, and the queues for some of the courts do get a bit crazy.
I'll tell you, she's going to be on court 12.
Ooh, there you go. If you're heading to Wimbledon tomorrow, if you're queuing, head over to court 12 for around about 2:30, and you could get a glimpse of Alex Ayala playing.
Busy.
Yeah, I mean,
you got Noskova on court 18.
There you go. Or flick over to court 18, because that one will probably have a few more emptier seats for Noskova. I'm sure if everybody's over at Ayala's match, you will be able to get over to the other one. Don't forget who else is playing tomorrow. Serena Williams, of course, rounds up the day. Will she get that big win? We'll be covering it tomorrow night. Give our roundup of Serena's first match back.
Yeah, and what court's she going to be on? Of course, centre court against Joint. First round, wild card. Don't miss it. But let's wrap it up there. That is day one. Big story is Jannik Sinner. Djokovic struggling a little bit, but they got the job done. And all of the favourites are still here, which is great to see. Men's and women. So day two, I think still going to be quite cool. But maybe the second week, I feel like we're going to get some heat again in London. So I'm interested to see how that one plays out. And if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you then.